You're now rocking with the best, UNG.
Radio station, 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 radio station.
Big on me, Madman, UNG radio station, rocking live for the people of the streets. Today is a special day, you know what I'm saying? It's a lovely day out here in Southern California. You know what I mean? I got two West Coast legendary icons in the building. You know what I'm saying? The one and only Hutch and the one and only Cocaine. You know what I'm saying? They get ready to let y'all know what's going on with them in their life. You know, for those who don't know, man, UNG radio station is a West Coast platform. We need our people to start pulling up, show some love. Y'all represent, you know what I'm saying? When people come to LA, you got to make it a do to come to UNG radio, man. Fellas, man, how y'all feeling, man? How y'all living, man?
Feel good, blessed, man.
Bless, man. Appreciate you inviting us.
Hey, I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Legendary status in the building, man.
That part.
30 plus years worth of music.
Yeah, that's what they say.
You know what I'm saying? You've been doing music about 30 years, right?
Yeah, plus.
Yes, plus. You know what I'm saying? The average cat can't say that.
No doubt.
The new world is, they like, yo, I just bodied the cat, son. Check me out, SoundCloud, iTunes.
Yeah, so,
I ain't mad at that, but
yeah,
that's new.
you're right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know that when y'all was putting this early stages of West Coast hip hop, what we had to go through in order to kick certain doors down.
Yeah.
I've been chased from putting posters and banners up on the walls and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? For real, come on.
You used to have to snipe.
You feel me?
Yeah.
This is
stuff
real
out
shit.
there to snipe.
That's
You know what I mean?
right.
To let people know what was going on. There wasn't no internet, wasn't none of that, wasn't no social media. So how we got seen was cats like yourself sniping.
That's right.
Put your stuff up on them
That's
the
right.
poles and on
Bus stop
the
benches.
when it was the construction site.
That's right.
You put them up on that, you know, and people knew your album was coming.
That's right.
You know, everybody would get billboards, underground hip hop.
Yeah, they go to
get
Kinko's.
billboards, get billboards, you know.
That's the truth, man.
Had them old school cardboard posters.
Yeah.
Yep, whatever it did to get the job done, to let people know that we coming out. We got a building, we doing a show over here, y'all
Right.
show up. You know what I'm
Hit them
saying?
high schools, hit them college campuses.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean? Hit that college radio. Back then wasn't no internet radio.
True,
none of
true.
that. So it wasn't as fluid as it is now. So, you know, our hustle is like that still to this day, even with those tools and the internet and everything.
I don't think we should never close that chapter.
Yeah,
What-
I don't think.
You know, like right
Because
now,
the
they,
hustle is still.
huh?
I think the hustle is still. You still have to hustle. I
That's
think
right.
That make people lazy, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like even the workload that we have when we doing music, we still try to make things deeply creative. You know, other cats use programs and
Right,
it's
right.
cool, but you know, we from the era that you know you play at a high level.
That's right.
You know.
Now, if you're gonna do something, put your heart and soul into it. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? This real shit. Now, what if some of you youngsters out there may not be able to comprehend what we're talking about? You know what I mean? We come from the grind where you might have actually had to get a job at UPS. Then on Friday when you got your check, you put 50 to 100 on studio time.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? The homies is piecing up on studio time
Yeah.
or piecing up on rent the building out to make some money or get some cassettes
Yeah.
or burn CDs or whatever. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right, yeah.
Right.
And nowadays,
Off the trunk.
yeah, out the trunk. Nowadays, you guys are blessed with this digital world where you're kind of sort of relying on everything. When you pay your money for iTunes or whatever, they
Right.
Spotify, they put it on all the other platforms for you.
Right.
But you cats ain't really getting paid for that. You know what I'm saying?
We had a meeting about that earlier.
Yeah.
About the same thing. Like how it's almost like going backwards.
True,
Like,
true.
you know, the school youngsters on it, to be honest, when we sell 100,000 units, we at least made close to $1 a record almost, like
Right.
70, 80 cents a
Right.
good deal. 50 cent was a kind of an okay deal, but
Right.
if you telling me I gotta stream 2 billion to make what $100,000, well, we only used to have to sell what maybe 100, 250,000 units to make that kind of money. You know, like real money, dog. Like they saying you gotta stream billions to make real money in music now.
Right.
Like,
Basically, it's highway robbery.
Yeah,
They figured
true,
out a
true.
way, you know, since, you know, independents have their autonomy
Yeah.
and the transition from, you know, to what we were going through in our era to technology.
Yeah.
You know, they figured out a way right under everybody's nose. But those that was paying attention to Prince before Napster understood what was about to come.
Right.
Yeah.
And we had a little insight to go ahead and do that. And at a time where he created his platform with the .coms in mind, with the .coms, people used to laugh at us because they always be braggadocious. Man, we get the streams and whoop-de-whoop. But now they're figuring out, in order to control, especially while you're spending money in the studio, time, road trips, you're your own A&R and all that stuff. It's like you got to get to a point in place to where you can control the narrative.
That's right.
As opposed to them, someone over there in Switzerland and their kids eating, but then artists are suffering over here getting raped because the industry lost billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah, because when it became direct to consumer, what they were afraid of is they were afraid of people like independent people just going knocking on somebody's door and selling their product.
Right.
So what they did, they convinced everybody that it's easier to get your records out this quick and this fast, and they're still the powers to be. It's not even, it's the same thing, it's still the same people doing the same stuff. You know what I mean? It's the same people that was, when we sell 1 million records, only pay us for 500,000 records. It's the same people, they do, but it's even worse because if you stream 1 billion streams, where does that money go?
Yeah.
Where does $1 go when you stream 1 million streams? Where does $1 million go? Who's making $1 a stream?
We do need to do some investigation on
There
that.
you go. So, but at least we can do some account. When you got an actual physical CD that was in the store, you have an accounting for it. That's why me and him, we don't sell. We do downloads on our .com. We sell physical CDs and wax. And if we're deciding to do thumb drives, all kinds of stuff with our music.
That's right.
Because we felt like, okay, yeah, it's great exposure for us to stream, but the money comes from when people have the actual tangible item.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what built our careers. That's what built the industry that people are trying to, take away from us as far as hip hop is concerned.
True.
We always had an opportunity to make our own music, package it up, sell it out the trunk.
That's right.
Big companies came along. We come from Ruthless Records. So at Ruthless Records, what we learned is that, hey, you make it for as cheap as you can make it, but make it the best, and you make more on the back end if you can. You don't make all these, you don't do all these, yeah, of course you spend on marketing and promotion because you want people to see it, but you don't put a whole bunch of money into a record that you can't reach a real healthy bottom line, is what Easy taught us. So we kind of taking that into the modern thing with technology and using the .com, .net, .org, whatever that may be, and doing the same thing we done in the beginning of hip hop.
Yeah, so just to engage on that. So like streaming versus your .coms, it's like day and night.
Right.
Because compared to you streaming millions and millions, all we got to do is just sell 5 or 10,000 units or 15,000 units, and we're making way more money than the streaming company are giving out.
That's dope.
So we understand the game. It's chess, not checkers. And at the same time, it's not like we saying we turn our way totally from the iTunes and Amazon.
No, we still available.
Right, 'cause we adjust.
But we, in order for us to win through what we're doing, we don't allow them to take maximum. We give them minimum to bring back to our .com sites for the maximum results, which is albums, merchandise, etc.
You know what? 15,000 CDs times 10 is 150, right?
There you go.
You got 150K,
There you go.
and you cut the middleman out.
There you go.
What's wrong with that?
So let's just say
goddamn
you sell
thing.
150,000.
You got banked.
That's $1.5 million.
You got blessed.
You see
You know
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying?
Do it again. Keep doing it again.
Right.
Do it twice a year.
Right.
You're a company that's worth $3 million a year off just the music division.
That's
You're
right.
not talking about the merch. You're not talking about the hat, the T-shirt, the little cup, whatever you might have.
And it really doesn't
you know,
require.
people about the music.
It really don't require you to be, so popular on MTV and VH1, because there's a lot of people that are popular, but they stuck in 360 deals. They stuck on the shelf for tax rights purposes. It's an agenda in the game that, by us having our independent and autonomy and being blessed from the soil where it's royal, he took me in. And from an aspect of independent, he understood, because Eazy-E and Code 187 were great friends.
For sure.
So they shared a lot of business and schematics together.
That's right.
And it's the same old thing that applies today.
Yeah.
You know, certain things has changed, but then like you look at my cousin, he still got on Chuck Taylors. You know how long that was ago?
For sure. I come
You know,
from the
Six
days of
Folds.
Zodies.
Six Folds is still cracking
That's
out like
right.
that.
Yeah.
So some things, you know, yeah, you can change, but you can't reinvent the wheel. It's an old-fashioned technique on how to be successful, especially as independent. And it allows us to control the culture, because for too long we have been subjects from really slavery.
True.
Now we take our autonomy back, we put it in control, and yeah, they like to put on a falsified Disneyland. If you don't mess with this, you're not going to be. Well, we're not in the business to look popular. We're in the business to protect our music and make money.
That's right. That's right. How you feel about artists not owning the masters nowadays, or are we giving it away too fast by throwing it on all these?
We don't feel nothing because the thing about it, we only feel about our business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Target don't feel about Walmart.
That's
Me and
true.
Cocaine, we only care about the Above the Law franchise, Buddy Boy Records, Westworld Records, Cocaine brand, Mansa Musa brand, our artists that we got coming out. See, the thing about all that, every man has his own business model. You know, what a lot of youngsters are doing, they're following the I'm popular model, and then they pop their tin up like a circus and they rake the whole shit. You know what I mean? Because when you are popular, one thing we know why they invented a 360 deal. Because when they made us superstars, guess what we could go do? We went and got a Nike deal. We went and got an Adidas deal. We went and got Mountain Dew. Shout out to Buster. He got the Mountain Dew because he blew up like that.
Yes.
They got mad at that. So what they did with these artists now is they say, no, we own your likeness, your merchandise, your everything. So when Pepsi or Target want you to do that little goofy little dance and they down aisle 6,
Right.
they get a piece.
I got you.
You know, when they make you so popular that you making 100 racks, you know, a show, guess what? Somebody else get a piece of that 100 racks. They can floss out with the stacks of money in their hands. Somebody gets a piece of that because they're in 360 deals.
Okay, now.
Then that's why they did it, because when we were blowing up, like Jay-Z went and got he went and got remember back then he went and got Reebok. Def Jam didn't have to do with that.
I hear what you're saying.
You know, all these different artists, when they got all these endorsements, and labels were mad at that.
Right.
You know, because they felt like we made y'all popular and we don't get a piece of that multi-million-dollar Pepsi deal you got.
Right.
You know, and they only did it to hip-hop artists.
Ain't doing R&B or jazz.
So when we look at artists like that are doing what they're doing, we understand that they have a model for their business to be successful. That's why I brought that up.
Okay.
Me and him have a model of how we want to run our business. So we don't feel about other businesses, you know what I mean? Because what's good for Jeff Bezos may not be good for Elon Musk.
True.
You know?
True.
So they don't feel about, you know, when Elon Musk is doing a space program, Jeff Bezos don't want to get up and say, oh, you a fool for trying to fly a rocket up
Right.
for 30 billion. He just say, okay, that's his vision. So we feel like that about, if you talk about how we feel about versus what everyone's doing, we feel every businessman has his own vision, his own mission statement.
All right. Well, speaking of the vision, right now y'all got an album that y'all working on, or is it ready to go?
It's
There?
ready.
And you got solo albums.
Yeah.
All right. So which one you want to talk about first?
We really want to talk about
It's all the
everything.
same, really, huh?
We really want to talk about everything. It's not
Everything.
first.
All right. What's
What's out right now is Resurrection of Gangster Rap.
Resurrection
What's
of Gangsta
Buffalo
Rap.
presents a Resurrection of Gangster Rap by Code 187, Mansa Musa, and his guest starring Cocaine. That's our stable album for rebranding Above the Law.
You've been pushing Mansa Musa for a minute now.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
That's a monarchy that I go up under. Mansa Musa, the original Mansa Musa was the richest black man on the planet.
Right.
Still to this day.
To this day.
Richest man that ever lived.
That's right.
But the name,
He was the first billionaire, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But the name means, in Islam, it means King Moses. But if you take it in regular terms, which is what I use it in, it means King Warrior. Mansa means King, Musa means Warrior.
All right.
You know what I mean? So I use that because that's where I feel like I came from. Now I'm a king. I came from being a warrior. And that's the whole thing, Code 187 Mansa Musa. So that's what I
dope, because you understood your steps and your chapters that you had to go through to reach that. You know what I'm
and
saying?
I integrated it into something because I wanted to I wanted to make it be like when you coming from somewhere, you don't want people to look at you like you haven't grown. You know, so I wanted to put something to my name that brought growth to me, you know, to people that have followed me for years and to the younger generation to say, hey, you can evolve.
Yeah.
You can come from being a street hustler, going to prison, get out of prison, making hit music, and become this person on an entrepreneur level.
True.
You know, because that's what I am. I'm an entrepreneur by soul. I'm an entrepreneur. I look at it like that because I create businesses every day. We create businesses all the time, you know, because that's what we teach our children.
Right.
You know, that's what we teach young people to own yourself.
That's
you know,
right.
Like, so
Ownership.
that's the whole business behind when people talk to me as Code 187 and as I evolve as Mansa Musa, that's what I want to give the people that's coming from me from the next generation.
Man, that's dope. I mentor youth all the time, and I tell them, you don't have to be the rapper, man. Get the education. You can own the company.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You can be the engineer. You know what I mean? You can be the road manager. You don't have to be the rapper.
You know, the greatest thing I learned in my whole journey, and me and Easy was really good friends, is that he actually was a businessman that everyone wanted to be the artist. He never wanted to be an artist.
Right.
But he was such a brilliant businessman. He understood what it would do to help everybody. It's like a sacrificial thing. It's like, well, if everybody like me, let me do it, and then let me lead the way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because he was that sharp. He was sharp enough to tell a young producer like myself that your value is not always you worried about all this other stuff. It's basically worried about this. You know what I mean? Whatever the task at hand is, you know, that's what he taught me. That's why we asked us those questions. That's what we learned from him. Because we learned that when it was Ruthless Records, even though he had many colleagues, he always said, well, this is about what we're trying to build here. It's not really about that. See, people get it twisted in the streets. They think like, well, it's all about you, ain't it? It's all about you. Yes, it is all about you. But it's all about whatever you're doing to help other people. Because everybody don't have the it thing either. You know what I mean? Everybody's not the trailblazer. Everybody's not the, you know what I mean? So everybody, we have to get off of that. And we learned that early in an early age. Like he called me his sensei, but he doesn't know what I was giving him makes me be a sensei. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a temple if, you know, I have a temple or some gems to give you.
I got you.
If you don't become something, you know what I mean? Like, cause it's like a snowball thing, you know. So that's how we evolved, and from even at the early stages of Ruthless Records, people don't understand that we were all teenagers.
True.
Like we were kids.
That's
you know,
right.
and most of us weren't past 25 years old.
I got you.
You know what I mean? And look at how that
Everybody's
ran.
fresh out of high school.
There you go. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you know the story, but yeah, I mean, I think the game is really rich now. But I think where it fails is that people have went backwards, honestly. Like with ownership, like we come up, think about this, if you ever just really think about it. How many independent labels are powerhouses?
Not that many.
Think about in our era. It was about 7 of them.
Oh, so did I?
It was about
Death Row,
7.
Ruthless.
It was
Okay,
about
gotcha.
7 of them.
Right,
Rap a
right.
Lot, Death Row.
Right.
It's about Def Jam. It was about
Right.
7 of them. Rockefeller. It was about, you know, No Limit, you
Right.
know, Cash Money, you know, just going all up to, and it stopped. Think about when it stopped. It stopped.
Yeah.
It fell off. It fell off the cliff, and now everybody got record deals and 360 deals. What's the new Death Row? What is the new? I'm not talking about the new Death Row that Snoop just bought. I'm saying
Right.
what can you say is the new Death Row? What
Not
can
too
you say?
many. You know, I know
Can you say
T.I. got.
Can you say TDE is? Can you say that? You can kind of say that, but
Yeah,
you can't say it's
they
like a
get it.
powerhouse. But
They
you
don't
say they
powerhouse,
got
like I
powerhouse
understand.
artists. But
Right.
then okay, the roster. If you look at Ruthless roster, you look at Death Row roster. Look at Def Jam's roster.
Legendary.
Look at Rap a Lot. Look at these
Incredible.
rosters.
Right,
So,
right.
You know, come on. I mean,
So basically, you're saying the industry kind of took that away. We need to get back to that.
Absolutely. Because the thing about everything now is direct to consumer.
Ooh.
So why are we going backwards?
Yeah, stop
Us
going
as
backwards.
creative people, I mean, we create the music, man. I don't care where you come from, what hood what project you come. You create the music.
That's
You
right.
actually are the manufacturer.
That's right.
They're the duplicators. They're the ones who spread it around. Spotify. Only people that I really deal with, like we're talking about, is Jay and them. Jay, Tidal, and Tidal.
Yeah,
They pay the most. They cool. You know what I mean?
A lot of stuff is .00.
Yeah, black company try to push it aside. Spotify. Okay, who's getting the money over there?
Yeah,
It's just
I
a
like
big
how you
name
said
to
that.
say. It's just a big name to say that you're never gonna get paid. That's like the big companies was. Just a big company to say that they never gonna pay you no money.
And then these artists that they love to post online. I got so many hits and so many views. Hey
Right.
man, cut that out. You said work with Tidal. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's a black-owned company.
It's
You know
a
what I'm saying? Pay
black-owned
attention, y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You dropping jewels. These are blessings. You know what I mean? And like Kokane said earlier in the conversation, if you sell 20, don't be embarrassed to get out there and do a too short masterpiece. Sell 20,000 out the trunk. You know what I mean? The money coming directly to you.
That's right.
I mean, but the plan of what you said, you got to look at one. I would consider is really just doing the same blueprint that we were taught, and that's strange music.
That's right.
It's
Strange.
technology.
It's tech's probably.
I mean,
Tech
he's
is
all
probably
a lot of money,
involved.
but he's like, fuck that.
I got you.
So we got to have that type of attitude of entrepreneurship as
right.
opposed to getting out there doing the Bojangles to get a couple views. That ain't gonna do, that's at a lower frequency. We try to say that economically, because of the music that we love and work so hard, I mean, we done put in work. It gets to a point to where that shit is archaic. That shit is over with.
Right.
To be able to, you got to realize we come from a musical background.
That's right.
Uncle Willie Hutch, his father, Uncle Richard, my father, Jerry Buddy Long, all Motown.
Yeah.
And it was hard back in those days.
Yeah, it
Big
was
time.
mafia.
It was more,
mafia control.
it was
Big
more
time.
pinky ring ring.
Yeah.
But now worse than that situation is the corporates.
That's right.
Because now they just, gave permission to fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, we got projects coming out. We got the Dr. Kokenstein album coming out. Right now we got LGF about to drop, which is going to be a powerhouse record.
Right.
The singles of Boogeyman coming out, the singles of Boogeyman, and our objective on that was, with being an architect of G-Funk, being a producer that created G-Funk, the Sonics, and him being a part of the whole Above the Law family, and him being one of the main lead vocalists of that sound being orchestrated and put out there to the public. We wanted to let people know that we own that. That's what we own. We proclaim that. We own it. We don't want in 5 years Nabisco to be talking about they got G-Funk cooking and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We want people to know that we're the ones who did that. We're the ones who put that. We putting our flag down. This is a whole statement album, a whole statement. It's not a movement because me and him, we live this.
I think a lot of people need to follow their footsteps. Learn the ownership of the game.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Master your rap. You pretty much got that down, but learn the business side.
Yeah,
You
because
know what I
And
mean?
it's funny you said that because I tell a lot of artists too. I said, because artists, they be so quick, and I understand they be happy. Man, they like, what happened in 1965? I mean, I'm not concerned with that. Is because I don't want to talk to artists. I want to talk to businessmen that happens to be artists.
Yeah.
That's a difference.
That's right.
So we have to change it around the narrative.
That's right, yeah.
And mostly, be about economics because economics run this ship. There were so many brothers and sisters, great artists that died with nothing.
That's right.
Rolling up to awards in buckets and all kind of crazy stuff.
Right.
So now that we at this open space to where the internet is just, at your fingertips basically, we want to be able to not just show people, but inspire people, especially our people, our brothers and
See the
sisters,
example. Yeah.
who really are just flowing with the narrative that, hey, I need to be popular. No, it's cool to be an artist, but it's better to be a businessman
That's
that
right.
happens to be an artist.
And
Right.
even in your life, you have to realize you control your whole destiny. You control it if you believe that you do that. If you go to work, like say for instance, you have this studio right here, and we were talking earlier how you turned it into a business. You
Right.
used it as a studio because your passion is music.
That's right.
But you saw the business part of it too. You
That's
didn't
right.
just say, "Oh yeah," because you could just sit here, interview cats. A lot of cats. You can just do that. But I like what you said. Like, look, I took it. Now I'm turning it into full-blown business.
That's right.
Because it's something I love to do, and why not make money off of that? That's the way we feel. And we want to inspire anybody. Look, if you go to work and you work for a company, I don't care if it's stocking boxes, learn about logistics and start your own logistic company.
That's right.
Because you're getting paid to be an expert for it. That's what we got. We got paid to become experts in entertainment. We laid on that sword, took them ill-ass deals back then to become who we are now and own ourselves.
Yeah,
it's like saying we worked
man.
at the plant for 20 years and now we own our own plant because we learned every nook and cranny of it.
And you know what I love about it? If you look at the history on y'all never act big-headed that y'all was on certain labels and y'all was running with certain cats and y'all done already rubbed elbows and done all the songs. Y'all still reach back to the hood and do songs with cats that don't have a name or that's underground. Because you can go on YouTube right now and go see plenty of videos on y'all featured on.
Right.
A lot of people's music helped out the next man. A lot of people act like they don't want to help out right now.
And our thing was always Easy done it for us.
Yeah.
He didn't have to come to Pomona and get me. He didn't have to come to Pomona and get me and my crew. And half of us was from South Central and half of us was from Pomona.
Right.
He didn't have to, he didn't have to come and do that. He could have just said let them fools be wilding out, banging and selling dope.
He seen the business side of the game.
Yeah, and he saw the value in us, and he told us like, I want to take y'all to another level. You know what I mean? So, and I did it with cocaine. That's what I did with him. I came back and got him. Once I got my feet in the soil, I said, "Come on, cuz let's go." You know what I mean? And the birth of cocaine. You know what I mean?
That's dope, man.
We don't really know anything else but to look back, reach back.
That's right.
When you think about it, it just came to mind. When you think about it, we have always. It's like being fed pork guts on a Sunday.
Yeah.
You're serving a white Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
We have been the culture that have been accepted, that's been fed. You're going to accept this. Like
right.
when you look at, we were just laughing. This is one of our favorite shows, Good Times.
Mm-hmm.
James Evans was saying, you got a good house, you got a good this. But no, man, that was in the corrupt building.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Even when you look at the Jeffersons, oh, now we got the pie in the sky. No, that was just an apartment on the 22nd floor.
Right.
No, where Easy and people like your Jay and Russell Simmons show, we don't have to accept pork bellies on Sunday. No, we're better than that. We come from rich history.
Follow their blueprint. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when Eric had that type of aspect, because they learned from each other, just like Dr. Dre learned from him, and he learned from Dr. Dre, boom, boom, boom. It's like, no, we don't know more. We don't have to accept that, because that's what Black Superman is about. It's like, we don't have to accept you motherfuckers saying you're going to do this for us when we better than that, because I got my mama up out of there when right. Y'all don't care.
That's right.
So doing things like you're doing right now, taking these steps like a slow cooked meal, taking the time to educate our people, man, the each one, teach one, reach one process before you look up. You're going to have you're going to have at least 50 to 100 entrepreneurs, young Black brothers, young Chicano brothers, or whatever that's in that suppressed environment to be like, man, I could do it too.
Yeah, whatever they want to do. If they want to go to the trash company service, whatever they want to do, we have to start creating more of a mentality of ownership on every level, not just entertainment. Just whatever we're experts at. If you a legal person, you good at teaching, you good like the school here, like all the stuff that we talk about all the time, but it's about the people that are actively doing it. That's like he was saying, they're the example. We wanted to be the example. That's why we reach back and give people. It's called giving them some extended olive branch, from where you came from. Not as being stuck on where you came from, but saying that kid has got something. Let's do what I mean? You gotta be like that, because guess what? I remember being that kid. I remember looking out like him.
That's right.
I remember that.
That's deep. Because in the radio game, people want to get their music played. And, I wasn't a radio cat. I come from a musical family that do nothing but rapping.
Absolutely.
So the radio, I got homies in the hood that music might not be no good, but they want to pay to get played. Then I got cats who got good music, but they don't got no music. I mean, they ain't got no money. Yeah. So I'm always in the middle with shit. So that's why I don't judge people on their music. You know what I'm saying? I know this ain't ready. You know what I mean? But I got a spot for you on Friday nights. It's called Unsigned Artist Hangout.
Gotcha.
I'll play your music then.
So you create a platform for that.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To try to help out.
Yeah, you
know,
create a platform.
and it's working. You know what I'm
There you
saying?
go.
The way I got this radio station is that I was in LA doing my thing, just had a newborn baby. We living in South Central, and we didn't have no money. And I went to school and became a floor tech.
Okay.
Now, as soon as I went around trying to get that job, it was locked down, if you got where I'm going with it. Other people had that job.
Right.
So the brothers wasn't getting it.
Uh-huh.
So I got a call from Morehouse College.
Gotcha.
Went to Morehouse College to do the job. Next thing you know, the second day I was in town, they said, here's the keys to Ray Charles' music building. And you in charge of this whole building. We want you to sweep them out these whole damn floors.
Right.
I'm like, man, I need to go back home and
Right.
fuck this. You know what I'm saying? But my family like, look, you ain't in LA where ducking no bullets. You at Morehouse College. That's
getting
HBCU. Go. So I went on up there anyway. As soon as I walked in there, the man said, I was working in a radio station in their building. I had to clean their floors. He said, man, we closing this radio station down today. And I need you to take all this equipment and throw it away. I said, man, I can't do that. I cannot do that.
Keep it.
You know what I'm saying? He
I'm gonna
said,
throw it away somewhere.
you got 30 minutes to get this off the property. I got into the house, and at that time I had MySpace.
Right.
So me being in Georgia, I ain't never been out of LA like that. You know what I'm saying? So MySpace in the corner, it said, make your playlist. So I made a playlist, and I named it UNG.
Oh,
You
right.
know what I'm saying? And it said UNG Radio. Now I didn't invent it then. It was just there.
Yeah.
And I was just playing my music, happy to have my music get played, right? The next thing you know, a guy called me and was like, UNG Radio, man, I want to get my music played.
Right.
And I did an interview. The next thing you know, the first artist I ever really did, second artist was Freeway Rick Ross.
Okay.
So when he came through, it hit me in the brain. Bing, I don't have to run out on the streets trying to put my album out no more. People knocking on the door to get their music played at the radio
There you
station.
go.
And it's been working ever since, you know what I'm saying?
That's
It's been
vision.
tough.
I was just going to say, you got to have vision, and at the same time, it's something special about the universe once you understand it.
That's right.
It's like you don't have to go, what do I need to do next? All you have to do is put action to thought.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now it's a blessing to see entrepreneurs that's making that business pivot, such as yourself, Crooked Eye.
Yeah.
We're blessed and fortunate to do it because us as a people, we can't just pay light bills. We got to buy the light company. That's the difference, man.
That's right.
That's
You
it.
know, and in turn, we'll be able to have our music, you know, be the soundtrack of our life, economics, rising, persevering, and everything around. Because that's why we made music consciously to uplift you.
That's right.
By your bootstraps from that suppression.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And we were fortunate. I choose my words carefully by God, the universe, to be able to be pillars of that while staying consistent, going through all the hula hoops in life, the backbiting, the this, the scandals. You know, the music industry is worse than the dope game.
That is.
You know, but we're here not to be on some narcissistic, arrogant stuff because we consider us Michael Jordans. But we is only as good as we put Kobe Bryant's in the fresh pair of legs on the court.
That's true. Yeah.
That's how it becomes tribal.
That's right.
So we take it very serious when we talking about doing our music. It's the return of black music.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because
LGF
black music had became a joke for a little bit.
The LGF is, you know, when you LGF is a soul, funk, hip hop band. It's fused that way sonically to give you that, to put music back in your soul. You know, not just to make you, for the moment, I'm at the club, turned up. It's for if it's Saturday night and you rolling around, you feel about how you feel.
That's right.
If it's Tuesday morning and you rolling around, you feel how you feel. It's for that, you know, it's for your soul. Like, music is supposed to make us feel like that. It's not supposed to be like every time we trapped at the club or every time we about to go do something to somebody. Every time it's you know. So we decided to do a record like that just felt good for the soul.
Hey, well, let's go to a quick break. Come back and talk to the people about the new album. You know what I mean? I like how you said that because a lot of artists are doing it, maybe one hit wonder or just trying to get the money. What you're saying is you stand for something. You know what I mean? Bringing the blackness back to our people, y'all. You know, because when we were young, we used to listen to Shaka Khan, Midnight Star, while Mama was cleaning up the house, stuff like that. Now people ain't really listening. They're more turned up, tripping. You know what I mean?
And I want to say this before you go to a break. it was okay to have a What's Going On record and a sexual healing record, and it was both popular.
Yeah.
That's what
We need a balance.
You gotta put some medicine in the food, because I'll show me where the hood at, I'll show you where the music at. And in our era, we're not gonna say this generation is better than our generation or vice versa. All we're gonna say, wherever music is so much of a powerful element, ain't nobody telling me to say the lung foundation, but hey, it's unrealistic to think just because Tupac got around, he can't say Brenda ain't got a baby.
That's right.
And they were both popular.
That's right.
So we getting back, we taking the stigma, and we bold enough to say that.
And music is not a computer program. It's from the soul.
That's right.
Taking the stigma.
That's why we had Soul Trains, things like that. You know what I mean? Yo, UNG radio station, we back in the building, man. We blessed, man. Sir Bailey just walked in the building. You know what I'm saying? The one and only, you know what I mean? Big homie, man, UNG radio station. We rocking hard for the people of the streets. Like I said, we got two West Coast legendary icons in this mother, you know what I'm saying? The one and only Cocaine and the one and only Cold 187. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to talk to y'all more about in depth of the new project y'all got, man. The Architect and the Buddy. I never knew that came. I know y'all been doing that since like 2013, but it go further than that.
Yeah, my name is Jerry Buddy Long Jr. My pops is Jerry Buddy Long Sr. from Motown. Okay. So I just took the middle name. It's friendly related. You know, I didn't want to say Cocaine Records. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I got you.
So I just said Buddy Boy Records.
I did that too because UNG stands for Underground G's. Right. But in LA, they got a hood called Underground.
Right.
And I was getting into it with the A-Trays a lot behind that. Because at that time, I was running the radio station right there.
Oh, wow.
And, you know what I'm saying? So I abbreviated Underground to UNG.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? To keep me away from that. And I put records at the end.
But
then he took the record game away, so I was like, God, what you want me to do now? I heard him loud and clear, like the story I told y'all about Morehouse College.
Absolutely.
I heard radio. So, you know what I mean?
Let me just say, brother, this ALGF, Architects of G-Pop, is an incredible music composition.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it took us like, what, 6.5 years?
Well, it took about 6.5 years. It's only produced by me. The vocals only features me and him. There's no features. We wanted to take the approach, like I told you, ALGF is a funk soul hip hop band concept. You know, it's like we were looking at a lot of the old bands formed like the Hall & Oates and Steely Dan. They came together and they made, you know, how they were composers, producers. So I always wanted to do a record. We always wanted to do a record together because we did a bunch of records with Above the Law, As Above the Law, but then we did some Cocaine records. You know, but me and him all through our whole career.
I understand y'all had a couple features, but y'all actually did the whole project.
That's right. And we did the records collectively all together, but it was a Cocaine album and it was Above the Law album. You know what I mean? We never tried to form something together. When KMG passed, my brother, rest in peace. You know, we started doing a lot of records separate in our own thing. So we went back to saying we want to make a record together that kind of give you that vibe. It's everything our whole 30 years that we were together as Above the Law and Cocaine. We wanted to create with ALGF. So that's why it took us 6 years to do. Damn. Because we wanted to do it together like when we did the records with Above the Law. Because when we did the records with Above the Law, what people don't really know is that, first of all, me and him are like brothers more than cousins. You know what I mean? And the rest of all of us, we grew up together from kids, doing music, like being around music, and then hustling in the streets. And then we found music again after we was hustling. And so our whole career, we've been doing music with our childhood friends all the way up to now that you see us today.
You think that's what made y'all strong? Because a lot of people, the industry broke them up. You know
absolutely.
Yeah, that made y'all strong.
Yeah, that was our brothers. You know, the rest of us over Law, Mac, Law, you know, DJ Chaos, and KMG, rest in peace. We're all like brothers. So we didn't really never consider music being something that was like something that kept us together. Right. You know, it kind of delivered us from the craziness in the streets and everything. So when we came together and did the ALGF record, me and him wanted to make the clear point to everyone that it's going to be about the music first. It's going to be about depth, a great message, and it's going to give you something to grow from, you know what I mean, musically. Because I think that's what we're missing in music. I think a lot of people don't do it because it doesn't translate into dollars, and we don't believe that.
Y'all know when the artist so.
We believe that it does translate into dollars.
Yeah.
Because just like the great groups and great bands in the 70s, from the Earth and Fires, the Ohio Players, the Parliament Funkadelics, the Willie Hutchins, the Isaac Hayes, they made money. Somebody made money, whether they did, they made money, and they made phenomenal records that meant something. They made phenomenal records that meant something. So you're trying to tell me if we have profound messages in our music and make dope music, it doesn't translate into money?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. So we wanted to dig deep and go back like the guys, like they did, like the bands back then done, and make real music and integrate hip hop into it.
So you're saying this album is it's got a little bit of everything, but it's more
It's got a little
funky
bit.
and conscious.
It's funky, conscious, it's gangster, it's fun, it's loving, it's sexy, it's fly, it's all of that.
Prolific. That's
Because
what
we
we're
did,
supposed to make.
because we went from many different extremes. We went like our book, like the Boogeyman single is more of a hardcore hip hop record, but it's funky and dark and ill like a hip hop record. But we covered records. We did like some Delphonics type of style of music. We did some cameo feel. We remade LTD love song. Love ballad. We even redone Mahogany on the record. We covered Mahogany, the whole record. I just rapped on the beginning and the end, and he sung like the Diana Ross, the whole record.
Wow.
He sung the whole record over.
Wow.
You know what I mean? We done some modern rock stuff. We done some Euro pop stuff. You know what I mean? But funky.
Sounds like a thinking album. Like
Oh,
when
yeah.
you get ready to go on tour, you got something for Dallas. You got something for
There you
London.
go.
You know what I mean?
There you go. And I think we have something for everybody who loves music. You know what I mean? Like I understand people love the concept of somebody saying a dope rhyme, the concept of somebody saying a dope beat. But what we wanted to do is for you to just love the music, the whole body of it.
That's right.
You know?
You can't put us in a box.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the fun thing about it, we did it together. We didn't do it like a modern day record where I sent him files, he sent the files back. You know, it wasn't like that. We waited for our schedules to kind of die down, and we would go in the studio and do blocks of songs.
Okay, that's why it takes 6
Yeah,
years.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Not because of the paperwork and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, no.
The timing.
No,
The
it's
timing.
the timing. Yeah, because
Right.
we wanted to do the record like an old school record where we locked into the studio and done a hit record. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like we didn't. As far as AOGF is concerned, we did not believe in that. We do records like that all the time, but we felt like it needed that. And once we started doing the first few songs, and he was like, man, because we were on a break when we started the record, and we did like 4 songs, and them 4 songs was like, man, we need to do a whole album like this. We need to just wait, and whenever we have a break, let's go in and do records. And that's what we did.
Question asked, man. You know what I'm saying? It's 100% independent.
Yes.
Y'all handle the label or a deal?
No, we are the label, and we partnered up. It's Buddy Boy Westworld, Collabo.
All right, so y'all the only ones on the label or anybody else?
He has artists. I have artists like my daughter. She got a single out. Shout out to Lisa.
You pronounce it Alicia Long?
Anissa. A double A.
Yeah, we got some of her songs we play here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been trying to reach out to her to get her to come through.
Oh, we gonna make it in.
That's right.
She's the first out of the barrel.
That's tight.
Big
because
shot.
It's a family thing.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And then you
Our
tell your
son-
son to do filming.
Yeah.
Filming. His son involved.
My son is an executive. My son is
Yeah,
a young
so-
executive. He have groups. Like what I decided to do with my label was like just like how he's doing. I decided to make my label like if any of whoever my young homie that want to be executive, I teach him how to be executive, and he put his homies on, and then I back their homies
That's dope.
like that, and it's his thing. So my son did that. He got 2 artists that he's executives on. He co-produces. He develops it, and I just sit down with him and say, do this, and they go off and do what they gotta do.
And it's a blessing, man, to see your kids,
Yeah,
follow your lead,
that's right.
and then lead by example, being so young.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about. We always adamantly told each other, we share this with each other,
Yeah.
with our kids. And we always say, man, your attitude determines your altitude. If you have the right attitude about stuff, you're gonna go
far.
Yeah, because the music industry can have you going different waves.
Yeah,
so
but
you gotta stay strong.
But I would say, what's industry? If people say, oh, the Apple industry is crazy. Yeah, if you go mess with the dudes who sell the tainted apples. See, the music industry. What we look at industry is that we make music. So we're a part of selling music in the industry. See, people get it twisted. It's like, okay, if you're on Sony and you're dealing with the weirdos up at Sony, it's a problem at Sony.
At Sony.
It's not a problem with me making music and putting it out. If me and him are pure and we get behind our artists and cut checks and be fair with them and do everything on that level, it's not a bad thing. It's just that's what tainted these big companies that mess artists over. You know, these corrupt people that look like me and you sometimes. I'm gonna keep it 100, bone to bone. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
I ain't finna, hey, listen. I can tell you 8 million stories in a naked city. You know what I mean? With a big booty stripper.
I got
you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the truth.
100 of them.
Facts.
But listen, I'm gonna tell you what we look at when we say, look, man, we make music. We're music machines. So why wouldn't we give our kids that hustle? Why wouldn't we give our kids that grind? And show them how to be righteous in it. Because you can't be, look, the record deal to us, let me tell you what a record deal is really. The record deal is this. If I pull up at your car, at your house in my Rolls Royce and say, look, man, I'll give you $100, 3 donuts, and some Jordans. Give me 5 of your songs. That's a record deal. But also you can pull up in that same Rolls Royce and say, look, here go 200,000 in the bag. Here go the keys to your new condo, and tomorrow I want you to go down to Felix Chevrolet and pick up any car you want to pick up, and you know what I'm saying. And I'm gonna make sure that you got groceries for the next 5 years, and I need 3 albums from you. Yeah. See, it don't have to be shady, is what I'm saying. Yeah. A record deal is exactly. It could be signing on a piece of paper in a jail cell. And coming to make a hit record like All Eyes on Me. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of stuff that we do, just to interject, a lot of stuff we do, because we understand, we like to do agreements. Yeah. We don't really like to do contracts.
Yeah, con.
You get tracked by a con.
Yeah, that's right.
See, a lot of contracts to track.
Yeah.
So when you're doing stuff, because we have our independent and autonomy, you know, you'll see us licensing out projects and different other things from television aspect, because that's where you not only gain more economics, but that's where your business grows. You know what I'm saying? So we are more or less on the end to, you know, really put out this good music, but also show from an independent point of view that, hey, we are now the majors.
Yeah, don't be afraid of industry. Don't be afraid of industry. Don't be afraid of the word industry. That's not a bad thing. It's the people that corrupt and taint the water. You know what I mean? It's not, it's when we say, oh, the industry is just the industry. Okay, what industry? Okay, well then go make your own website. Go stream your own music. You know what I mean? If you don't want to be a part of that, because if you're selling something that has to do with music, all the music industry is industry of people that sell music. Okay, well, anybody can go sell music. And you can sell cookies, or you can sell screws, and you're in the hardware industry. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? Anyone can do it. We're in a world of free enterprise, and we direct as consumer right now. Right. With the .com, .net, .org era, you know, we direct to the consumer. So
I like that both y'all said that. You said, be careful, choose your words. That's how y'all need to do. Choose your words carefully, what you say. Don't worry about the industry. Keep the positive between you and your team or yourself, and let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That taints everything. You know, that taints the concept of like saying like, okay, because there are good people that do fair business. It's not. It's just the ones that mess it up make you think, oh, everybody like that. Yeah. Now it's a high. You know, when you're in the high level of competition and thievery and stinkery, yeah, you're gonna get all that. That's in the industry. Talk to some athletes. They'll tell you the same thing.
All that.
Talk to some athletes. Talk to some actors. That's any industry. Talk to people in Wall Street. Yeah. They're gonna tell you the same thing. Anything. My dad taught me this. He said, man, anything that got something to do with making major money, is corruption in it. I don't care what industry it is. I don't care if you're in the screw industry, selling anything that got something to do with people getting big money hand over fist, winning and losing, is corruption in it.
Yeah,
Okay?
facts. You know what I'm
and
saying?
the only way you can do is get rid of that, being involved in that corruption is controlling your own narrative. That's it.
Be in control of your own projects, y'all. Be in control of your own destination, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to the game, learn the business, watch the history of the hip hop game, and then you will know what. Like, that's the great part about y'all. Y'all come from an era where there was no Instagram, where we had to push it on the streets.
Right.
Then it went to the internet, and now we got the new music. So you guys learn how to adjust.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that
Still talking on block phones.
And that employed a lot of people. Those guys, the street teams, those kids that was going around hitting those high schools, they were getting paid to do that. You know, that created a lot of jobs. A lot of jobs went away because of that. The street teams, the club promoters, all that. The people used to go to them clubs and promote, and the high schools and the colleges. Those guys made money. We know a lot of guys who built companies off of that. You know what I mean? Back then, and they went away. Now everything is, even the DJs. If you look at the normal DJs, when people can just load up stuff and say they're radio, come on, like
I'm a DJ.
I'm a DJ. Like,
Right.
okay, back then you had to really
Carry the crutch. You had to really spin. You had to
exactly.
really get it in.
You had to really show what was next. Well, you couldn't just follow, oh, here, give me some money, little neck bone, and you won't. No, the DJs really stood on their integrity, as we use that word a lot. When we in Kokane talking, we use integrity. Like a lot of people don't have it no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, I respect the DJ game, the engineer game. Woo! It's a total different ball game from sitting down writing some raps. I love the raps, you know what I'm saying, and making the beats, but the engineering and it's just so many different windows of opportunity. And the DJ game is tough. Because I tell my younger brother, the Horseshoe Gang, and them, I say, y'all blessed. Y'all get to do push-ups and come up here and look all good and shit. I'm over here booking the artists, putting the shit together. I'm spinning the shit, and you guys come in and kill it real fast and then take off. And I'm breaking it down. I got to do it. That's a lot of work. So I respect DJs strong. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn.
Well, hip hop started with the DJ.
That's right. You know what I'm saying?
There would be no hip hop without the DJ.
Hey, I did an interview the other day with Alonzo.
Oh, yeah.
And Alonzo went in hardcore on me. He was like, look, man, I was DJing in 76 right here in LA, didn't have no competition. And in 77, I was DJing for Midnight Star and all these other folks. Rap wasn't really popping. And I've been knowing this, but I didn't click in my brain to think about it. And I was like, well, he right, because he one of the West Coast founders.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And he went in like that. He was like in the late 70s and early 80s, it really wasn't a bunch of West Coast DJs.
No.
And these buildings that they were holding down, there wasn't a lot of West Coast hip hop jumping
At
on
all.
top, and he was holding it down. So, right back to y'all, y'all come from the DOC era, the NWA era, and us as kids, we all about the same age. You know what I'm saying? I used to play Ice-T all the time.
Yeah.
Ice-T, gangster. I was gone. 6 in the morning, I should have squeezed the trigger.
Yeah, squeeze the trigger.
Ice-T was getting it in, you know what I'm saying? So, and when y'all came out, now I got a murder rap, all this kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, West Coast going hard.
Yeah, when Ruthless came, and the thing about when Ruthless came versus from when Lonzo and them, because Lonzo and them had major success with the Wrecking Crew. That was incredible. That was an incredible run. They were huge, you know what I mean? So, it kind of set the tone for us, for us industry is concerned, for people to consider that and look at and inspire us that you actually could make some kind of record out here.
Yeah.
Because then after them, LA Dream Team came, and LA Posse Records formed, Spade, Toddy, King T, Ice-T, all them came. Then Easy came with his plan. Easy had to me, what I say about Easy, what he looked at what Lonzo was doing, and he had the plan for the future. You know what I mean? He knew that the reality rap, because it never was called gangster rap, it's called reality rap.
Yeah, reality.
But he kind of knew that that's where hip hop was going. For some reason, he said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna put my money into this," because it came out of like the dance music, clubby, rhyme to more reality rap, like when Ice-T blew up, and then Schoolie D, and then the first BDP album, and then PE came, and all those things started coming. All the things that was really reality based came, and when Easy formed Ruthless Records, him and Dre, when they formed it, and they took a leap. It's kind of like they went out on faith, because there was no such thing as reality rap.
I got you.
As an industry.
Yeah.
But he had a vision, and then he You know, he did a couple of little smart little. Probably the best move he did was buying that JJ Fad record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that kind of bankrolled the label a bit.
I got
You know, it gave movement. So when we talk about business, think about that. Easy was a hardcore drug dealer, gangbanging Crip in Compton, and saw when he was like, what, 20 years old, like, oh, I'm gonna buy this record, and then I'm gonna see what it do.
Right.
And then me and Dre gonna do this reality rap, and we gonna see what that do. And I'm not gonna sell dope no more. It's 1988.
I always said
It's
it was
a dope
smart.
era, dog. We walked away from millions from the drug game. I mean, we came up in the
It
crack
really
era.
saved our lives.
It's like we came up in the crack era.
Yeah.
We didn't know, that music saved our lives.
Yeah.
Most of us got employed legally from that label.
Yes.
Those ideals. Because what it did, it spawned a bunch of other people in all those different areas from different regions to think like an Easy E thought. You know what I mean? So when we started looking at all of these things that we need to start doing, we've always been doing it. We need to be more conscious of it again. It's happened already. Now we've let the system and these little tools and bullshit ass toys that we play on all day, when we could be utilizing it to make us, to create a better world for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what me and him decided to do.
You on point with that.
We're doing. We decided to stop using it as a toy and start using it as a tool.
So the record y'all got, we're gonna be able to get the record at. It's still gonna be on these platforms, but we're gonna be able to get it directly from
Absolutely, because that's what it's about. It's about having that, like Coco said earlier, it's about having the old mentality, but with new technology.
Yeah.
That's what's missing.
Best of both worlds.
Everybody have the new technology where they sold on streams and this and that. It doesn't pay like the old way. But if you put your own site together and have your music that can be downloaded straight directly to you, you're making all the money. Of course, it's going to be available on iTunes, but it also should be available in your boutique, your store, your world, your
website. That's right.
Right. So you have to learn that.
I tell them,
You know,
make sure you blow your website out. Make all your traffic come to your website.
Kobe said it earlier. He said it. That's what he said.
You don't want them to take your Facebook and Instagram away.
Well,
now
you know
can't
what?
push.
I'm gonna keep it honest. I'm gonna keep it honest. And spending on what you say, I mean, you got to have that it factor.
Absolutely.
It's like in nature, it tells you all sperm cells don't get to the egg.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know, you got 88 million records on Apple.
Yeah.
What makes you so different?
Yeah.
Is
Well
that
said.
you decide to step
Well
out
said.
the box, get out the bumper-to-bumper traffic, and run your program like a slow cooked meal as opposed to McDonald's.
That's right. Yeah.
Because McDonald's, when you eat the sandwich, it's over with. But when you do a slow cooked meal, comparing that to your business and learning and putting the blunt down for a second and sit down there and learn on the outs as opposed to representing yourself on the inside and learning to get you to be your own attorney. No, you got to be the one to say, well, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to start setting my goals.
That's right.
Yeah.
Once you set your goals, you're not in competition or a pissing contest with somebody else because you learn how to find your own uniqueness.
That's right.
And that's what sells, and that's what has longevity. A lot of people want to run around in here and be 3 Pac or 5 Pac when Pac would have been here and say, I didn't want to die.
Yeah.
Because he was making those pivots to articulate to that suppression with our culture. And Pac was like one of the ones that learned from the Above the Laws Black Superman. He used to always hang around us.
That's right.
So we're here to sponge it up from everybody. There's young things, there's like these young brothers in there. We're not old enough to say or older enough to say we can never learn from you because there's always innovation. And innovation is new whether you're 99 or 9.
That's facts.
And we have to change the landscape.
We don't talk.
You know, that mentality.
We don't talk at low people, at younger people. We talk to them. You know, that's the thing about the whole thing. And I think youngsters got to start. We're talking to you. We're not talking at you. We're trying to give you some food.
Yeah.
It's cool what you're doing, but look, put this with it. It's cool what you're doing, but put that with it.
That's right.
It's cool what you're doing, but turn around right here.
I tell my son all the time, I said, man, what you think about we move out the country? And just because he's young, he think I'm not going to listen to him. He's like, yo, man, why don't you go do some history on that before we go over there? Because I know they got certain laws. So I said, you see what you just said?
Right.
I'm not shutting you down. I listen to you. Right. So if I'm telling you, listen. I'm listening to you. God put you down here for a reason. We both working together. Just because you're young don't mean that you ain't got anything to bring. Yeah, you got shit to bring to the table too.
A lot of stuff that we see, the balance is out of order. We get subjective imagery. There's new things. There's taking God out of school. They trying to introduce pedophilia. All these little sneaky things eventually feed these young brothers' pituitary gland, and they're not knowing they're being programmed. So we have to change. You'd be surprised. Whoever, if we doing the music or if another Curtis Mayfield, that could be the very same thing to break the straw to break the camel back, so that we can influence. Because our getting together, it was the most amazing thing to see the 92 riots. I've never seen Bloods, Crips, Essays walk down the same street with each other.
Me either.
That's deep.
But why does it have to get something chaotic in order for us to smell the coffee, go to Nipsey Hussle funeral for a couple of days, then go back to kill each other? That doesn't make sense because we're programmed. And we have to have the balls and be bold enough to say, well, I'm one individual, but out of my studying, out of me setting goals, out of me believing in myself, I'm going to be the very one that's going to make a difference.
And all of it has to be, and all of it has to be a genuine action. You know what I mean? Like where we come from, when we're talking to young people, or we're talking to people that are maybe young in the game, like I would ask youngsters like this, okay, you got these 10 records where you trapping, but do you love your mama? Then write a record about how you love your mama too with all the trap records. Yeah. Do you love your girl? Yeah. Then write a record about that. Yeah, I know you turned up in the club, making it rain with all these bitches, but you got a chick that you really like, talk about that too.
Yeah, that's deep.
Because it makes you human.
Responsibilities behind
well, it makes you human. Music is a human thing. It's not. We're not a computer. That's why I said we went to the break. Yeah. We're not a computer program. Yeah. And now you're trying to make people listen to an organic situation as a computer program where everything is the same thing. And no one's talking about they love their mama. Nobody's talking about they fuck that bitch over there, but I want to go kick it with this chick I'm really digging and I might want to marry her. That's what a Tupac was.
That's right.
That's what a Bubba Law was. That's what the cocaine did. That's what we done and all those early records was about.
That's right. Balance.
They were about balance. They were about
NWA. Even when you look at it, F the police. Ain't nothing changed since.
True.
That's right. Think about it. When you can say something happened 35 years ago, recorded 35 years ago, and it's still going on right now. So you trying to tell me a 22-year-old person is not going through the same shit that we was going through in that era? They're going through the same thing.
Even worse.
Maybe even worse.
Yeah, because it's pressure
because there's a lot of distractions.
Man, I mentored some youngsters the other day, and they were pressuring the kids in the class because this young lady only had a certain amount of TikTok followers. And then this person had a bunch of TikTok followers, and the pressure was serious. Well, motherfuckers ready to kill each other, you know what I'm saying?
There you go.
And like the young cat in Texas, he just went in and killed everybody in the elementary. Yeah. It's too much pressure behind these toys, like you say.
They toys. See, I want to say this on your platform. Social media is an entertainment component. It's not life. Stop living your real life through social media.
Yeah, don't post every damn thing.
No, not that. Stop living your life. Stop living your life through so like it's real, like it's a toy. It's something we play with to entertain ourselves, y'all.
Yeah.
You don't got to stop people. I'm talking about the regular person rolling around. Stop living your life through social media. It's a toy. Live your life like a real human being. Love on people. Respect people. If a motherfucker got a problem with you, handle that. Yeah. Do that. Don't be on social media trying to work it out. Because what I'm so sick of, to be honest with you, I'm sick of people airing out on social media. I'm sick of people agitating on social media. Because guess what? If you ain't gonna do that in real time where we come from, leave that alone. Because that's called sucker. That's called being a sucker, right? You know what I mean? So I'm tired of that part of it. You know, I'm tired of people making it seem like it's real life. You know, I'm not really mad on people showing how they living and what they doing. Maybe that's giving a little. If they work hard, cool, post it. But I'm just saying, when you on there giving all your real life stuff up,
write it down in the diary.
yeah,
It's okay
right,
to write it down on the piece of paper.
Because that's a human thing. That's what a diary is for. That's where it belongs. It doesn't belong on my page. I don't care.
Yeah.
Honestly, listen. I'm gonna tell you. Why people go crazy on these TikTok components, they think really people care about their life. People don't.
That's right.
People don't. Well, they got their own shit. They got their own problem. You know what I mean? And they better start realizing that. And what we're trying to do through music is bring back that feeling of being human again.
Organic.
That's why that song you did with the Roski, it brought that back. You know what I mean? It gave you that feeling.
You have to keep.
That's excuse me.
Go ahead, bro.
That's how. You know, it's just deeper than music, right?
Yeah.
And going on what you said, man, it's bringing back that feeling, because that feeling was so tangible when it touched your spirit. It was a transfer of energy.
Absolutely.
It made, when people heard a Bogolaw record, they could hear a Public Enemy record or X-Clan record or a J. Cole record, and it would both be leveled out the same.
Yeah.
Music always have a yin and yang. That's just in life.
Yeah.
But we're not saying say the Lung Foundation. We just saying, man, it's too much negativity that's unbalanced and that's perpetuating those frequencies. That's really, these kids is being programmed. Yeah. And it's not like we saying, well, you can't do this, and because they have their own life. They go through puberty, they go through different other situations where they got to find themselves. But all we saying, what we're attempting to do again is to articulate a different energy that's going to bring us back home, home to the soul.
Yeah.
Because music is the medicine. That's what we go by. Our motto is music is the medicine. Hardcore stuff, you had the stuff that you thought about. It was a balance, like you were saying, and that's why we grew. You can't grow with this kind of music. I'm sorry, you can be programmed. You can have a good time to the music. A lot of it sounds great,
right?
But it's all in the club. It's all in the. We're stuck right here. It's no. That's why when Kendrick, shout out to Kendrick Lamar, because when Kendrick Lamar makes a record, everybody like, oh my God. But the thing of it is that he's doing what everyone should be doing.
That's right.
He's just doing that. He's doing what everyone's doing.
His record is a think album too.
But he's doing what everyone should be doing. You should be thinking.
That's
you
right.
have a microphone. You have a voice. You should be having fun. You should be talking about turning up, but you should be also talking about boom, 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 boom. We're not saying have a kumbaya, be a kumbaya group. We artists. We just saying
make a balance.
You're human.
Yeah.
Listen, man. When I was hustling, I love my people. But I hated that dude that tried to shortchange me. I loved the woman I was with, but I hated that bro that tried to play me. You know what I mean? That's human. Start making records that make you human. We're not always in the club. We're not always popping a pill. We're not always, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you got 10 songs and all your songs is about you being in the club,
that's unrealistic.
It's unrealistic.
You killing 100 people on 16 bar verse. That's
if all your records is about killing, that's unrealistic. Because guess what? Killers ain't going platinum like that. Killers is in prison.
That's right, or dead.
You done killed everybody on 10 of your records, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm not saying your music is bad. I'm just saying I know you love your mama.
Yeah.
I know you love somebody.
That's right.
I know you be having problems. I know your head hurt. You might be dizzy because of food that you ate. Talk about that.
That's
right. You know what I'm saying?
For instance, think about it. Even if you want to talk about the pimping, right?
There you go.
One of the biggest dudes to talk about the pimping thing, first and foremost, was Too Short.
There you go.
But his biggest record was In the Ghetto.
In the Ghetto, yeah.
Yeah, and he had his back against the wall because they kept saying, "Oh, Too Short can't rap." So Too Short made a reality song.
That's right.
What Hutch been saying all this time. Reality, you know what I'm saying?
Because Tasha is human. He's human. If you know the man, he's human.
Yeah.
We were always taught. We grew up in a musical family, so we was taught a song is when you look out the window. That's it. You
Yeah,
can create
you
a
can sit on
song.
the porch and go check it out.
There you go. And you can write a song from there. So I think that if you don't put the human aspect into things, you're not really giving your all as an artist. That's all I'm saying. That'll make you whack because you're making a record that's stuck in the club. That means that you're not, when you leave that club and you saw your homie get blasted on and you love your homie, you didn't make a record about that. You just made a record about the 40 bands you spent in the club on 10 of the songs. You didn't make no song about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's what really happened.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that's what you really should be writing about. You know,
I think that's why
us,
we got lyrics, but we also write stories too.
There you
know
go.
What I'm saying? I'm not gonna spend 40 bands in the club when I know grandma's still working at the hospital. Stuff
but
like
that's
that.
your story.
I'm just saying, you know,
And
that's
your
what
story.
I would rap about. You know
That's
what I mean?
your story.
Yeah.
When I had a good run in the drug game, I did that.
Yeah.
But I also took care of my kids. I've been popping Cristal before it was fashionable. We the ones who started bottle service in LA. My crew, we started that. My crew, we was the ones going out buying big champagnes, roping off the tables with VSOP and big ass songs.
That's one of the songs, VSOP.
We the ones who done that. So we did that, but we also took care of our kids. We also made sure our family was right. That's the reality of it, is what I'm saying.
That's right.
It ain't nothing wrong with saying, oh man, you know, I'm hustling, I'm getting money, I'm doing it big.
Just don't make 10 songs about it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Our first album, we had a song called Ballin' on it before it was even a phrase in the game. This was we recorded Ballin' in 1988, 89, we was in the streets. Go back, wrote Ballin'. Go back and my brother E, a.k.a. wrote Ballin'. You know what I mean? It was about us who was hustling in the streets in the 80s. It wasn't, Jim Jones didn't coin that. Jim Jones, we were saying ballin' in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we had a song called Ballin', we also had a song called Freedom of Speech, you know, on the same album.
Yeah.
And we were some drug dealers. Our record was wrote in a drug house.
That was the high rolling day.
Yeah, our first record was called Living Like Hustlers. We talking about Freeway Rick on our album, Whitey Enterprise, all these, Waterhead Bowl, all them dudes that was getting crazy money in the 80s that we used to hustle around as young kids. You know,
y'all street legends before y'all hit
so
the game.
for us, when I'm saying it, you can't really check my pedigree. I got a federal number on my back. You can't say I'm wrong for pulling a dude that do drill to the side and say, look, talk about your mama sometime. Don't talk about the 10 dudes you killed. Talk about you love your mama, because I know you love her.
That's right.
Because if something happened to her, it's gonna be a problem for you. You ain't gonna be out here drilling in. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
A lot of these young cats putting some of this content out right now, feeling the pain in prison.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
You
They
see?
wish they wouldn't even done that. Them OGs is like, it's
OGs.
cats in jail right now that will do anything to be free. They
that's
ain't never
fine.
gonna see life.
They
You know what I'm saying?
love it,
They
and
never
that's
get now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
you're right.
I feel where you're going with that. You know what I'm saying?
So with the architects, our whole thing is to bring a science to everybody and let them know that, you know, where the way we lay it down, we love young people, we love older people, we love the OGs and the BGs, and we want to just give y'all something good.
Any features?
You know, no features.
No, y'all too?
Just us.
Just too. Like the OJs. You
We're band. We're band. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all got coming up tour? What?
Oh yeah.
What's going on for this summer?
Working on the world tour right
Working
now.
on the world tour right now.
So what we're doing, our single come out, we just did the video called The Boogeyman.
Boogie, man, I've been hearing y'all talk about that.
And that's dropping June 17th. Also, we got the pre-orders for the album, ALG album called We Have Returned.
Yeah.
You know, so you'll be able to get everything from our sites.
Yeah.
We're putting
It'll
a
be on
world
Buddy
tour
Boy. It'll be on
together.
Buddy Boy. It'll be on the Buddy
Yeah.
Boy site soon, right? Like
Yeah. And it's good, man, because we had just did a show, me and Hutch, with Sugar Free, J.O. Felony, Yuck Mouth.
Yeah.
And it's so good, man, that youngsters are now coming up and like, I love Black Superman. See, that's what we
Yeah.
get. Because our generation is our generation.
Right.
And them helped us a little bit by rapping to it.
Yeah.
That was dope.
But it's a blessing. It's a
Okay.
blessing
Okay.
to see it. It's a blessing to see the young kids, man. Like, man, Cocaine. I love Nipsey Hussle and that song Untouchable, which was taken off the first Untouchable Above the Law,
Yeah.
really kicked off the marathon.
Yeah.
So now when you think about it, it's like even at our
Shout out-
age
shout
we
out
have
Nipsey, too,
yeah,
man.
shout out to
Rest in peace,
Nipsey,
shout out to
incredible
Nipsey.
spirit.
Incredible young dude, man.
It's a beautiful thing because Rakim said a long time ago, it ain't where you from, it's where you at. Yeah. And where we at with this AOGF, when it drops June 17th, get ready to see some, the lights from the sky called a mothership. Put it like that.
That's right.
Hey, well, I'm not gonna hold y'all up. I know y'all got other venues to go, fill and things like that. But I really appreciate y'all coming through, man, shutting it down, stamping it. You know what I'm saying? With the blessed God, our people need to start fucking with UNG Radio a little bit more.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody who do rock with us. You know what I mean? You take your time out and press like and comment on the YouTubes. That's a beautiful blessing. We work hard over here. I need my people to go support the 2 West Coast Icons Kokane Cold 187. They got new music on deck right now. Yeah. Just because you don't see them on internet every 5 minutes don't mean they're not doing 150 cities a year.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was talking to DMC the other day and he was telling me that, just because you don't see Run DMC online, we still doing 150 cities.
I mean, the world, the globe is your oyster, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, for us to be here doing what we doing is just a blessing from the Most High.
Yes.
And, support good music. The Resurrection of Gangsta Rap is out.
Yeah.
The Hush single featuring Iconic Cool Rock Ski is out right now. Rest in peace, Buck Love, and just now passed Prince Marky D.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah,
And that's coming right after the ALGF is The Adventures of Dr. Kokenstar, which had the production. It's called 187. So we're really not reclaiming things, but we're really telling our truths and filling in the gaps.
Put the flag down.
Yeah, from the G-Funk perspective, music history, and just where we are right now as family, man. Because I've been with my woman 38 years, and we got 8 kids.
That's dope.
So it's all about the family, and that's what when we say Black Mafia, we say Black family.
Black Wall Street, Black family. Right. You know what I'm saying? Cocaine, Cold 187, Big Homie Madman, representing. You know what I mean? Yo, check this out, man. What I got out of this conversation today is pay attention to what you're doing, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and all you young artists, don't make a one genre of music. And make it universal so everybody can enjoy your album. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know, somebody might be listening to it. They want to do a song with you, but they can't because you're only doing one type of music. You know what I'm saying? So be ready to adjust. You know what I'm saying? And also, use rap as a different tool too. You might get blessed to become an actor or a director. You don't have to just be the rapper. You can also be the owner of the company. Right. You know what I mean? Or concentrate on the new world, 2022. Software is really taking over.
Apps.
Yeah, some people jumping into Bitcoin. And us as folks, we're jumping into acres. We buying acres now. You know what I'm saying? So you can build your own land.
Just like that.
Just get it.
Remember, we spend the most on fashion, music. It's time to do the tap dance, Mr. Bojangles dance. Put the blunt down for a second and read a couple tutorials and set some goals. And if you're really serious about it, you're going to be at where you're supposed to be.
That's right.
Hey, on that note, we're going to get up out of here. I got, what y'all want to hear? Too short or easy?
Yeah, easy.
Y'all know what it is. Big Homie Madman, UNG Radio Station. Peace! We're going to throwback by the Big Homie E, y'all. Let's get it.